Righteousness. Such a beautiful word. It sounds pure. It sounds noble. It sounds like something worth dying for. But let me ask you something. When was the last time someone did something righteous without gaining anything from it? Take your time. You won't find it. Because righteousness is nothing but desire wearing white clothes. People love to pretend. They pretend they help because they care. They pretend they fight because it's just. They pretend they sacrifice because it's moral. But underneath every act of righteousness, there is hunger. Hunger for approval. Hunger for validation. Hunger for control. Hunger for power. Even the so-called saint wants to feel superior. And superiority is desire. Understand this clearly. No one moves without benefit. Even those who claim to lose everything are gaining something invisible. Reputation, self-image, moral high ground, heaven's blessing, social acceptance. You think martyrs are selfless? No, they are addicted to meaning. They would rather die with applause than live in obscurity. That is not purity. That is desire refined. Look at society, the righteous factions, the moral judges, the online warriors preaching justice. They scream about fairness, but what they really want is dominance. They want to define what is right, because the one who defines right and wrong controls the world. Righteousness is a weapon, a very effective one, because unlike a sword, it doesn't look dangerous. If I attack you openly, you resist. If I attack you with morality, you surrender. You question yourself. You bow your head. You apologize for things you never did. That is true power. History is full of righteous people, and history is full of blood. Every war was justified. Every massacre was defended. Every conqueror believed he was correct. Do you really think evil people wake up and say, "Today I will be evil"? No, they say, "I am doing what must be done." Righteousness, a mask. Even kindness is not clean. You help someone. Why? Because you want to feel good. Because you don't want to feel guilty. Because you want them to remember you. Because you want to see yourself as kind. Remove the emotional reward. Would you still do it? Be honest. The world does not operate on righteousness. It operates on interests, benefits, survival, advantage. Righteousness is just the language people use to make their interests sound beautiful. When someone says, "This is the right thing to do," what they mean is, "This benefits me directly or indirectly." Even you, yes, you, when you act righteous, when you refuse something on principle, when you criticize someone for being selfish, look deeper. You are protecting your image, your identity, and your emotional comfort, your desire to feel superior. It is still desire, just refined, just disguised. The strong understand this. The weak worship righteousness, because the weak have nothing else. They cannot dominate with strength. They cannot dominate with intelligence. So they dominate with morality. They shame you. They guilt you. They trap you in invisible chains. Be a good person. Translation, be useful to me. There is no pure righteousness. There is only calculated alignment of interests. When interests align, it is called justice. When interests clash, it is called evil. The label changes, the desire remains. Even heaven, if it exists, does not reward righteousness. It rewards outcomes. The lion does not apologize to the deer. The storm does not justify itself to the village. Only humans. Weak humans need moral stories to survive reality. Let me give you a truth most people cannot handle. People don't hate evil. They hate losing. If evil wins long enough, it becomes righteousness. Power defines morality. Always has, always will. Why do you think rulers care about public image? Because control through fear is unstable. Control through righteousness, stable. If people believe you are right, they will obey voluntarily. That is supreme dominance. And here is the cruelest part. You are not angry at evil. You are angry that you don't have the power to act on your own desires, so you hide behind righteousness. You say, I would never do that. But if you had no consequences, if you had absolute power, would you still be so moral, or would your hidden desires finally breathe? Be honest. That answer reveals who you truly are. Righteousness is not the absence of desire. It is desire that found a socially acceptable form. Charity, justice, honor, sacrifice, all beautiful words, all driven by internal hunger. Some hunger is small, some hunger is massive, but hunger remains. This realization is dangerous, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You will watch debates differently. You will watch heroes differently. You will watch yourself differently. Every time someone says, this is right, you will ask, for who? And that question changes everything. Does this mean you should abandon morality? No, that would be childish. The point is not to reject righteousness. The point is to see through it. To understand that it is a tool, a strategy, a mask. Once you understand that you are no longer controlled by it, most people are puppets of moral narratives. They act not because they choose to, but because they fear being seen as wrong. They fear rejection, isolation, condemnation. So they obey invisible rules and call it virtue. True freedom begins when you admit, I act for my own reasons, not for heaven, not for society, not for applause, for myself. When you accept that, you become dangerous, because now you are honest, and honesty is rare. Most people lie to others, but worse, they lie to themselves. They convince themselves they are righteous. They convince themselves they are pure. They construct a moral identity, and then they protect it at all costs, even if it means destroying others, even if it means denying reality. Righteousness feels safe. Desire feels selfish. So people rename their selfishness. They polish it. They wrap it in virtue and present it proudly. But I respect open desire more than fake righteousness. At least it is honest. At least it does not pretend. A wolf that admits it is a wolf is more trustworthy than a wolf claiming to be a shepherd. If you want power, understand this. Never attack righteousness directly. Expose the desire beneath it. Ask questions. Reveal contradictions. Show interests. Once people see the hidden benefit, the mask cracks. And when the mask cracks, control shifts. Now look at your own life. How many of your decisions are truly yours? How many are shaped by what is considered right? How many opportunities did you reject because you feared judgment? How many desires did you bury because they did not fit your moral image? You sacrificed power to protect reputation, and you called it virtue. This world does not reward moral purity. It rewards effectiveness, results, impact, strength. Righteousness without power is noise. Power without righteousness is fear. Combine both. You rule. That is why the intelligent do not worship morality. They use it. They shape it. They adapt it. They understand that morality is fluid, contextual, negotiable. Do not misunderstand me. I am not telling you to become evil. I am telling you to become aware. Aware that every human, including you, moves because of desire. Once you accept that, you stop being naive. You stop being manipulated. You stop being controlled by guilt. You begin choosing consciously. And that is the beginning of real strength. So the next time you hear someone scream about righteousness, do not be impressed. Do not be intimidated. Ask one question silently. What do they gain? That answer will tell you everything. Righteousness is a mask. Desire is the face. Remove the mask. Study the face. Understand the hunger. Control the hunger. And you will understand the world. Because in the end, no one fights for justice. They fight for themselves. Some are honest about it. Most are not. Choose which one you will be. pars and what. And remember this, the most dangerous person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who understands what everyone truly wants and is not ashamed of wanting. You still hesitate, even after understanding that righteousness hides desire. You still cling to the illusion that somewhere there exists a pure moral truth. Let me break that illusion. There is no eternal righteousness. There is only power, stabilizing a narrative. Morality is not discovered. It is enforced. Look carefully at any system, religion, government, family, culture. Each one claims moral authority. Each one says, this is right. But if morality were absolute, why would it change with borders? Why would it change with centuries? Why would the same act be praised in one era and punished in another? Because morality does not descend from heaven. It rises from dominance. Whoever has power writes the definition of virtue. When kings ruled, loyalty was righteousness. When merchants rose, profit became righteousness. When revolutionaries took control, rebellion became righteousness. The word stays the same. The content shifts. Why? Because morality follows strength like a shadow. You were taught to believe that morality controls power. That is backwards. Power shapes morality, always. The lion does not ask the forest for permission to hunt. It hunts. And the forest adapts. That adaptation becomes nature. Humans are no different. When a group becomes strong enough, its values become law. When it weakens, its values are mocked. Think about that carefully. You call something evil only because you lack the strength to normalize it. If tomorrow you gained absolute dominance, would your standards remain the same, or would they bend conveniently? Be honest. This is why naive people are dangerous. They believe morality exists independently of force. They think truth wins on its own. No, truth without power is ignored. Justice without force is decoration. If you cannot enforce your definition of right and wrong, you are not moral. You are irrelevant. That is a painful realization, because it means goodness alone is fragile. It survives only when protected, and protection requires power. This is the hypocrisy of the righteous. They condemn power publicly, but secretly depend on it. They criticize strength, yet hide behind systems built by strength. They shout about justice, yet rely on enforcement mechanisms created by authority. Remove power, watch their morality collapse. Even in personal relationships, it is the same. The one who has emotional leverage defines what is acceptable. The one who can walk away sets the rules. The one who needs more adjusts their morals. You call it compromise. It is hierarchy. Hierarchy is not evil. It is natural. What is foolish is pretending it does not exist. Weak people scream about fairness because they are losing. Strong people speak about stability because they are winning. Both call it righteousness. Both are pursuing advantage. And here is where philosophy becomes dangerous. If morality follows power, then what should you pursue? Approval or strength? If you chase approval, you will always adjust yourself. If you build strength, others adjust to you. That is the difference. Do not misunderstand. Power is not merely physical force. It is competence, influence, self-control, resources, intelligence, detachment. The more self-sufficient you become, the less moral pressure can control you, because morality is often used as leverage against the dependent. Guilt works only on those who care about belonging. Shame works only on those who fear exclusion. Judgment works only on those who seek validation. Remove those needs, and the chains fall. That is why true independence appears cold, because it cannot be manipulated easily. Most people are not moral. They are afraid of losing status, afraid of losing connection, afraid of being labeled. So they obey, and they rename obedience as virtue. But observe the truly powerful. They are calm, not because they are righteous, but because they are secure. They do not argue endlessly about morality. They shape outcomes, and once outcomes stabilize, society retroactively calls them right. History does not remember the morally correct. It remembers the victorious. This is why revolutions rewrite textbooks. Why victors redefine crimes. Why yesterday's villain becomes tomorrow's hero. Because morality is flexible. Power is decisive. Now look inward again. You say you want to be good, but what you truly want is to avoid conflict. You want to be seen positively. You want peace, but peace without strength is temporary. The moment someone stronger appears, your morality will bend. You will justify survival, and you will call it wisdom. Understand this clearly. There is nothing wrong with desire. There is nothing wrong with ambition. The mistake is pretending they do not exist. When you deny your own hunger, it controls you unconsciously. When you acknowledge it, you can direct it. The philosophy of weakness says, suppress desire to be moral. The philosophy of clarity says, understand desire to be strategic. One creates guilt, the other creates control. You must decide which path you walk. The path of social approval, where you constantly adjust your principles to remain acceptable. Or the path of self-mastery, where you understand the mechanics of morality and refuse to be trapped by them. This does not mean chaos. It means awareness. When you help someone, know why you are helping. When you refuse something, know what you are protecting. When you judge others, recognize the desire underneath. Once you see the structure, you are no longer blind. Blind righteousness creates fanatics. Conscious desire creates tacticians. Fanatics burn themselves for ideals. Tacticians reshape reality, and reality does not reward purity. It rewards adaptability. The rigid break, the flexible survive. Morality is a tool. Use it. Do not worship it. Ask yourself something uncomfortable. If morality disappeared tomorrow, if there were no labels of good or evil, what would you pursue? What would you protect? What would you build? That answer is closer to your real self than any virtue you claim. The highest level of control is not controlling others. It is controlling yourself while understanding others. See their desires, see their masks, see their hunger, and never forget your own. Power defines morality, but self-awareness defines power. Without awareness, power becomes brutality. Without power, awareness becomes helplessness. Balance both. That is dominance. In the end, righteousness is not sacred. It is strategic. Desire is not sinful. It is foundational. The world is not governed by good intentions. It is governed by those strong enough to make their intentions reality. So stop worshipping the mask. Study the face beneath it. Strengthen yourself. Refine your mind. Detach from blind moral dependence. And when you speak of righteousness, let it be a conscious choice, not a desperate shield. The world does not belong to the good. It belongs to the aware, and the aware are never naive enough to confuse morality with truth.